Welcome back to All-Star Paris 2014. We're going to keep the action moving with Game 2 of our first semi-final series between OMG and Cloud9. After the first match, OMG has 1 win and the momentum, and we'll see how Cloud9 counters here. I'd like to highlight all the players are in the lobby, so let's keep this one brief. I want to talk about OMG very quickly. They will be on the blue side. I want to highlight Alan. He was playing Thresh. He has continually impressed me on Thresh this weekend. Crepo, what's your take?
Just a very solid Thresh player. Doesn't go in on the hook necessarily when he has to. Repositions his team, drags people into skill shots for his team. He's basically the main engager and his team follows up, and he's been doing it well. I hope he can do it on other champions because I don't think he'll be getting Thresh this game.
Yeah, all of those hashtag All-Star Big Flays, as it were. Totally stole your line.
Glad I didn't have to use it.
Pomelo played Nunu. I'm not a massive fan of Nunu, but Pamelo's making it work. Tofisho, what do you think? How is it working and why for OMG?
Well, so OMG, obviously, as a team, they focus a lot on denying jungle camps from the enemy teams, denying blue buffs, objectives in general, when it comes to like dragons, and that's what they've been using it for in the LPL, always going towards the blue buff. They are the team in the tournament who took away most blue buffs from the enemy team. That's where they use it. And then it just worked pretty well in this game against Twitch, because, again, you slow down, I said spray and pray before, he's ratatata, whatever the now it's called. Whatever it's called.
You are forgiven for getting the name wrong.
To simply slow down some of the damage from Sneaky here, and also some of the damage from Jax in case he went onto him. So I like the pick here.
I actually really love Nunu because it actually does, it's actually both a frontliner and a backliner in that you blood boil a Shyvana and the Shyvana is going to wreak havoc. And you actually saw, sometimes with Ice Blast, like they got to catch Twitch out 100% of the time, but you've also got absolute zero defensively to peel Jax. Like when you had 2 attack speed based carries, and the only guys who are going to do real damage in team fights, Nunu works great against both those guys, as well as helping both a Lucian and a Shyvana. I thought, as far as comps both with and against, it was a great pick.
See, he does this nifty little thing as well where he runs into CC lanes and just speeds up the guy in that lane. He doesn't necessarily do the gank himself, but because people play at a certain range of each other all the time, like their zone they have to respect, that shifts immediately once Blood Boil is applied, and some people are not always ready for that.
Well, the last point that I do want to bring up is the fact that Cloud9, they had a strong laning phase. Link managed to do very well in a lane matchup that maybe he shouldn't have done so well in, but the Nidalee fell off in the mid-game. The Twitch, we've talked about it extensively. We've talked about how maybe OMG should ban it and how Sneaky is brilliant on that champion. What's your take on the Twitch in particular going into Game 2, considering, Monty, you picked Cloud9 to win the series?
The Twitch pick was fine for Cloud9, and yes, he did get behind a little bit early, but that came at the price for OMG of those other 2 lanes getting pretty far ahead, and it was especially surprising to see the Nidalee get ahead. But in that situation, it was just Cloud9 not playing their pick and split push properly, and it was silly. They didn't have the good vision, and they just fell right into OMG's game plan to have those team fights. They should have just enforced the tempo of the game, kept on split pushing while they had the advantage, and it was just a pretty big strategic error.
Well, we'll have to see if Cloud9 can rectify those mistakes. As we said, the viewers at home, you voted for them to win the series. Monte Cristo voted for them to win. The rest of the desk is with OMG. We're going to send it over to Joe and Kobe to find out who wins game number 2.
Thank you very much, guys. Let's jump right into Champion Select to see what these 2 teams have up their sleeves for Game 2. Kobe, let's talk about it quickly here. Bans and picks. Do we see any changes?
So I was really impressed with OMG's changes from yesterday to today. I think they set Cloud9 off guard. I mean, Cloud9 looked like they were going multiple directions at once here, trying to go split pushing, trying to go poke, no wave clear, and yet then they also felt like they were a dragon fighting team. So Cloud9 need to refocus. And I think that stalling out that last game, maybe buying some more time to think about this game, may help them, because they are a team that can adapt very quickly and they can refocus. So they'll definitely make a lot of changes this time coming around. Focusing on that Twitch kind of heavily, even without the Lulu and Morgana to back it up, definitely hurt them. They didn't have shields for Sneaky when he was out of position, and he could not recover from either of those times where he was caught out.
Well, we're going to find out if the bans and the picks change at all in this game as we go into set number 2, bans and picks between OMG and Cloud9. And so far, it stays the same from OMG's side of things. They're not going to give that Morgana over to Cloud9. Cloud9 also sticking to the plan from Game 1, going towards xiyang so far.
Okay, so this time around, if Cloud9 are still focusing bans on mid, well, I would expect maybe a Lulu takeaway or something like that. Oh wow, they force OMG to come in with a Lulu ban, actually, because they don't want to give it away. They know that those shields are really important to the Cloud9 Twitch. The Morgana plus the Lulu, without that support, Sneaky's super aggressive style actually does cost them.
Cost him his life a couple of times in that last one. LeBlanc was the final ban for Cloud9, so they're very much about xiyang this time around. They've allowed Thresh, of course, to come through. For Alan.
Alan!
For Alan.
Alan will be on Thresh.
It's hard to deny, right, that Alan is a big playmaker for this OMG team.
Yeah, you'd be crazy to deny that. He's had his 2 best games on Thresh, and he is a consistent playmaker for his team. It's definitely 100% unanimous that this is a huge pickup for OMG right out of the gate.
So what are Cloud9 going to be going for then? Their options limited here. Elise, of course, banned out for the 2nd time in a row along with Morgana. Last time it was an Evelyn jungle for Meteos. Is he going to change things up?
So all top laners still on the board. I feel like they won't tunnel on that. Wow, they are going to get Jax and leave it again to OMG for the counter pick. This time around, the Kha'Zix did sneak through because of the Lulu ban, trying to keep away the shields.
Last second switch, though, away from Jax and onto the Lucian. Want to get Sneaky's AD carry in for this one. Opting away from the Twitch despite it not being banned now. That's interesting considering the fact that those shields that they usually got with this comp that they've been running for are gone from the ban.
I think it's a smart decision. It's a safer decision this time around. Even though a Twitch can still work without those, you just have to actually have the first couple ambushes work out in your favor, be a bit more careful about it. But Lucian, all around, super strong AD carry. He will be very comfortable on this champion. Even though he's been playing so much Twitch, Lucian is a favorite of his. So we'll have to see him and Meteos both with very comfortable champions this time around.
See Pantheon the pickup for Pomelo. And I mean, man dropping in from this one with the Shyvana again on Gogoing. Cloud9 now obviously got their jungler in there. They've got their AD carry. What are they going to pick up in this next round of choices? Running things definitely a lot later. This ban phase and where the bans have gone to, I think, maybe have contained a couple of surprises for Cloud9.
Yeah, they have been surprised in the past. This time around, Pantheon looks new, but this is a staple for OMG. They are able to use a Pantheon in the late game where they control vision around Baron, bait you into Baron, and then use a Pantheon ultimate to cut you off as you try and run away. So if OMG do the same thing again, they get an early lead and they can control vision around Baron, it's going to be very bad for Cloud9 because this is something that OMG have used many times before. And San also a fan of Twitch here because Cloud9 has sort of been scared off of the pick. They are the ones to receive it. It feels once again like OMG are very comfortable in the pick spans once again.
So next one's coming in for Cloud9. Orianna for Link in the mid lane along with Trundle for Balls. Again, 2 returning picks for Cloud9's lineup.
Trundle into Shyvana, something Balls is very happy to take. They like this matchup. And Balls is a guy that doesn't even, get behind early. In the late game, Trundle will be able to steal away a lot of her stats, and they like the way that this one plays out towards late game. So the top lane matchup, Cloud9 are at least happy with. But again, there are more safe mid laners open, and xiyang gets one of his.
So Ziggs was the choice. We obviously saw a lot of it in the first half of the LPL season, actually, for OMG. Returning on to that one, which, we've seen relatively little when it comes to Ziggs this event.
I mean, he is one of the long-range farming mages for mid lane, so he definitely does fit into this style. But more people have been opting towards easier champions for mid to pull off. We saw how many bombs FLICKR dodged. At this level, these All-Stars, a lot of them have been able to avoid Ziggs damage.
Yeah. See if we can get that from Link as well. The final pick for Cloud9. Switch around this time. LemonNation going to be picking up the Karma for that Karma Lucian duo lane.
Karma, definitely another favorite of LemonNation here. High impact in the early game. If you can land a charged up Q, it will give them a huge advantage And he will feel safer because he also has speed to start dodging hooks from Alan. As Zyra, as Krepo said, you're kind of a sitting duck. If you do get hooked in, then you're definitely in trouble. With Karma, they can go more aggressive in the early, and they can win early trades, even against the Twitch here, because Lucian, with double up already, is a strong AD carry, even for trading early.
And the fact is, we see Alan is hitting hooks. He's landing hooks this entire time. So very, very dangerous from that. Teams, of course, choosing their champions already. So head over to Twitter and tell us which jungler you think will come out on top of this game by sending your answer to @LOL Esports with #Pomelo or #Meteos.
The other thing about landing those hooks, if Thresh is unique in that he has to channel it a little bit, and while you're doing that, Karma can actually just hit you with an empowered Q, in which case she's okay even if the hook does land, because she gets this much damage on you and you don't really want to go in on it. So we'll see. LemonNation will probably feel more comfortable, I think, this time around.
Well, they certainly need it. The scoreline is 1-0 in favor of OMG. They've got 1 foot almost in the final at this point. Cloud9 need to win 2 in a row. We are going to get into game number 2. C-Fleet North American LCS Spring Split and Summer Split, last year champions, can move through into that grand final here with a comeback.
Now, as we see the Cloud9 team walk through the jungle here, let's talk about the Orianna pick for Link. He has picked up another shield. Those were things we were highlighting in Champion Select. This shield, now that Sneaky is on a little bit safer of an AD carry in Lucian, a more mobile AD carry, the shield can be used for Meteos, who's on the carry as well, Kha'Zix. He's going to be getting into the middle of the fight. He's actually a good even delivery system for Link if they want to position that ball, but it also will afford him more defensive stats as the melee carry.
Putting the ward down there. I'm not sure that it quite landed in the brush, or was it right in the corner? We'll have a look at that again in a little while here, but either way, they were spotted there, Cloud9 going down. OMG have moved all the way around to the top side, and they're keeping Xiyang here in the middle to try and bait them in.
Exactly. He's showing mid, giving Cloud9 a little bit of a false sense of confidence. They
know it. They're picking it.
They have Orianna, so that's a very good thing for them. But Alan can land a hook even if it's 4 versus 5.
It's 4 versus 4 right now. 5 even now as they move in the back of it. Gogoing is falling very, very low. Flashing. Balls bites him. Can he finish him up? Balls himself turns around at half HP and forcing the summoner spell out there. In fact, a couple were burned in the end. Didn't quite finish off the kill though.
Yeah, 2 for 1 flashes is a good trade. Could have been 2 for 0. But this is a profitable trade for Cloud9, so they're happy with the way that invade went, and they did go the safe option. Only checking that bush with 5 members, have tank in front, and it worked out well for them.
See that on the Twitter vote, 80-20 in favor of Meteos here on the Kha'Zix up against Pomelo's Pantheon. Very interesting start here. We see that Cloud9 actually going to give the early blue buff over to Sneaky, and they're going to take their own blue buff here. So they're going to get 3 buffs at the start of the game.
Again, another one of these 2 set of jungles. AD carry and support taking 1 buff, jungler top laner taking another. Meteos and Balls have actually shared experience on the Wraith camp as well. So they are going to do a 4v0 split push here, sharing some more experience on the white, and it will be fast pushing from Cloud9. OMG are in the position to respond here, and since they are on bottom, they will actually have a little bit more leeway. Let's see how they do handle this one, though. It looks like both have decided to back off the fast pushing, because so many teams have been burned by that. Take a tower early, yet you lose control of a minion wave, and the minion wave experience stacks up so quickly in favor of a solo laner that it's not even worth it sometimes to take down that turret.
Interestingly enough, they actually gave that blue buff over to the AD carry and then crossed back over to finish the top side of the jungle, left their own blue. Pomelo just crossing over to pick that one up, will come down now. Oh, Alan, don't want to do that. Coming into the bottom lane here to try and get some damage in on towards this turret.
Yeah, so they want to completely zone off any defense of Cloud9 from the turret. They want to rush past this turret, make sure nobody will get an experience range. So an entire lane of minions is being killed on this turret. They don't want to take the turret down, they just want to deny as much experience as they can. A whole wave that will not go to Cloud9. However, Cloud9 are doing the same on top. They are denying a whole wave as well. They are also doing a substantial amount of damage to the turret. softening it up so that they can take it when they want. Pomelo trying to do some counter jungling here, and Balls will have to settle for a tiny wolf.
Tiny wolf, and needs to be careful where he treads really in that bottom side. He knows that the AD carry and support are there, but as soon as that turret goes down, they will be losing complete vision control of that bottom side. Sneaky and LemonNation here though have a good wave of minions to be pushing. They might be hitting the first tower of the game at roughly the same time.
So pretty even start here. Both duo lanes are about the same. They've both gotten the turrets softened up. Solo laners as well. We're both jungling and barely got to level 2. The little bit of counter jungling that OMG did helped a tiny bit, so there's a very, very, very small lead for Gogoing. But 5 members of OMG down bottom means it could be dangerous here. Let's see if they can execute a tower dive, because they have Pantheon and he can block multiple tower shots.
Let's see if they go for it. Looks like they are going to beat Balls already down at about half health. The push from the top
They are
side
already
is coming
cornered.
around. Problem is, Sun is not there, but Balls, he's got no HP, and there is the first blood. Looked almost too simple for OMG, turning that 2v2 in the bottom to a 4 versus 2, and surely the first tower of the game.
Good play by OMG. Cloud9 get a little greedy trying to soak up experience, and they didn't have any vision of OMG. In order to make a better decision than that. So they were trying to soak up to try and get 3 lanes worth of experience and leave their duo up top, but OMG, counting on this, have 4 people in place and cut Cloud9's escape route off. Very well played from them, and they get the first blood, and second, no.
Not quite getting the second there. Xiyang actually is pretty close to hitting level 6. He won't get it though before Link actually is able to just back away. Meanwhile, speaking of Xiyang, he needs to watch out just a little because both Kha'Zix and Karma are headed up towards this mid lane. He's got no vision of that bottom side, and as he realizes it, he's at half HP, and this may be too late for him. Last second away as well. Xiyang making a run for it here on the top side. He's pinging the inner tower. He wants to try and kill himself, but there is the slow. The void spike's coming out. Meteos brings one back from Cloud9.
Great display of skill though
Yeah.
from Xiyang. Even though he does end up going down, he does draw a little bit more time from several members of Cloud9. Sneaky also had to delay his back there because Sneaky wanted to head him off as well. Every few seconds in these games where people are constantly trading back and forth waves and objectives, they do mean everything. Even a small mistake where you're walking the wrong direction for a second can cost you against a team like this that will punish you for going that way.
There's Pomelo just covering off middle. Ziggs is coming back after his run for freedom ended in, well, being killed. That wasn't the ideal ending for him, but Chalice, the Amp Tome coming in now into this mid lane. Bit of farm caught back up by Link as well in the meantime, and they do both hit level 6. So this is going to be interesting. We see still the AD carry and support of Cloud9 coming back towards this bottom side. OMG have been very persistent about keeping a hold of this bottom side of the jungle.
As Crepo said though, wards save lives, and that pink ward saved the bottom duo's lives. They had Pantheon plus Thresh coming in behind them and had to back off. Pink ward does go down, but they're able to survive. Now a big minion wave here. We always like to see what the team will do with that. They sort of call Meteos down, but he backs off to get wolves. And it looks like they won't get anything accomplished with this minion wave.
We'll look down some of the items as well. We've got a bit of a breather on this one for Sneaky. He's got BF Sword Start going up towards that Bloodthirster, and Sun towards the Blade of the Ruin King. Pretty standard stuff in terms of the build at this stage of the game. Top laners, we've already got a Vamp Scepter in for Paul, so he's going to be feeling pretty confident, even if there's a bit of pressure coming from Gogoing.
And we see the response from Gogoing, as it should be, going into the jungle. He doesn't want to waste time just sitting there watching, being zoned by balls. So at least he's getting some sort of income. It is also costing him consumables, though. He's just waiting for this wave to get to his turret. Now the trade-off is just the wave is getting pushed up, and Cloud9 will have to either shove that all the way in or abandon that lane for a while and make a play on the other side of the map. You always have to be thinking 2 minutes at least in the future, where is this wave going to end up, and what can we do to force OMG to react and break away from it?
Oh, ultimate being thrown out here. That'll land on balls and clear the minion wave completely off that inner turret. As I said before, Gogoing only a couple of little issues here against Balls, who's the level above him, and at a important level as well, level 6, where he's got his ultimate. And Meteos did start to move around. Of course, that blue buff steal earlier on from Pomelo. On this side of the map, there are wards in position, actually, from OMG, so they have complete vision over Meteos. They know he's hanging around in there.
Some very smart wards from OMG. They've seen one of the deadliest members on the map for C9, the roaming Kha'Zix, and they could play around this very easily. That makes their bottom lane even more confident down there, because this duo lane from OMG, they have not only substantial vision in Cloud9's jungle already, but they have control of the minion wave. So OMG extremely comfortable at this stage of the game, even though it's dead even. They're not the ones that feel forced right now. Oh, here comes the OMG ulti from Pantheon.
Man drop one towards Ball, stun lands perfectly as well, and they're going to finish him here, surely. Wow, that's a good pillar coming down, but Gogoing goes flying right on top of him. Ball's going to go down, perfectly executed.
Great use of the first Pantheon ultimate. As soon as he hits level 6, takes advantage of the extended lane, because Balls shoved that one up. But answer from Cloud9, it's all about the give and take. Teleport comes in. This is a bad for Cloud9. 4 versus 5, and they took dragon damage. This is terrible.
Here we go, Bombs in, and Sneaky gonna get hooked down by Alan. He's got no chance, surely. It will be finished off. It's Alan that collects the kill, and they're gonna turn around and say, thank you very much. Dragon now for us as well.
Thank you very much. OMG playing this mid game out so well. They just won everything, all areas of the map. There was no give and take here. They knew we're going to make use of our extra global here, the Pantheon. As soon as he hits level 6, we take advantage of the extended lane. Balls pushing up, goes down, and we bait Cloud9 into the dragon. Perfectly baited. They already had wards to teleport in on, and Alan, as usual, comes up to start the fight off. They get the kill, they get the dragon. OMG are just steamrolling ahead now. They felt comfortable. Now they feel even more comfortable. Well, they're just happy now, let's say.
They're happy and they're comfortable.
Okay.
Both
What's Chinese for comfortable?
I have no idea, I have to say. Alan using that flay once again, then setting up for the easy hook. Sneaky the one at the back of the pack, not able to escape. Look at this though, Cloud9 are actually in the OMG jungle, and Alan's like, no you don't, I am here. Puts his ward down so that he's got complete vision if anyone comes around from that red buff side of things. Let's check in on these 280 carries, because that's a big difference if you look at the farm. 25 CS or so separating out these two players.
As I said, OMG have been controlling the creep waves better. They're the ones with the huge advantage.
Oh, Sneaky getting hooked once again. The box just about catches him. Here comes a man drop as well. Are they going to get onto him? Yes, they do. Meteos is there, though. Exhaust comes down. Meteos actually diving in, trying to get on towards Pomelo, but they've done enough damage to force them back. There's a play as well.
Can you get the hook?
I think this is going to, flash away. Meteos very, very scared about that one.
Okay, went a little aggressive there. Alan doing very well once again, and he gets a flash for his troubles. As I said, OMG are very comfortable with this Pantheon. Again, another great ultimate for them. Punishing a long lane here where Cloud9 are pushed up. They have no retreat. Luckily for Cloud9, they actually had Meteos ready there for the counter gank, but still cost them a flash.
Going now, going to actually going onto Balls, uses the ultimate. He's already used the Cutlass, and you can see that Balls actually doing some good damage back. Didn't want to go too far, and wisely so. Xiyang was starting to move over from mid, and also Pantheon coming up from the base as well.
Balls has not placed his ward yet. He's got one in the inventory, but it's not down, so he doesn't have vision of this Pantheon. He knows the ult's not up, but he could very well just get Pantheon walking right behind him right now.
Oh, trap that's not particularly a trap. Xiyang can see the both of them, and he's quite happy to show them. Wow, knocking the two of them against the wall with a satchel charge. And Cloud9, they come in, try to make a move on the buff, and they've just been controlled, even though they think they're making a play. Their OMG had vision of it all the time.
OMG just with a dominant performance here so far. They control top minion waves, they controlled the bottom minion wave, zoning out the duo lane. They won everywhere on the map. This is just so impressive from OMG. Cloud9 are definitely going to be watching this game once again when they get back.
Whether it ends in a win or a
Yeah,
loss.
either way, no matter win or loss, the beginning of this game was played so well by OMG that they will be looking at this.
There's a red for Meteos. He's bang level in farm currently with that off Pomelo. There is Karma. LemonNation just showing himself to Gogoing by smacking him. And Gogoing just puts a ward down on top and says, I should probably just back away from this one. Don't want to take too much since Sneaky's there. Balls is there as well. Pillar not actually slowing them down enough. And we see again, xiyang using his ultimate to clear out that wave, keeping Gogoing's inner turret alive.
They have answers for everything. They also still have a Pantheon ultimate to come up again in an extended lane.
They're gonna do the man drop. There are 3 of them gonna get caught in it. They go on towards Sneaky. The AD carry the focus. He goes down. They bring balls back into it. Gogoing is actually chasing LemonNation. He should be able to pick up that kill. And Pomelo kills off balls in the end as well. Now LemonNation did actually get away from Gogoing, but that's 2 for nothing. Wow. Again, the man drop starting everything off.
This is like clockwork for OMG. Pantheon ult up again. Cloud9 are extended. Easy call for them. Now the rope towards mid. Allen making plays in it. More shockwave.
Wow, brilliant there from Allen to avoid that one. Link going to be focused down until they finish up. He gets a kill. He'll die for it anyway in the end. And now Meteos, he actually got low, had to pop his ultimate and just walk away from that one.
Yeah, morale definitely low for Cloud9 right now. Link trying to get something back going though. Going in for a kill. He was able to punish Allen. As he said, cost him his life though. Also cost him control of mid lane. Blue buff Ziggs can just destroy minion waves here. OMG have everything on their side. The globals, the wave clear, even assassination with Twitch roaming around now, having completed Blade of the Ruin King. OMG just basically have every single tool that you could possibly want.
Yeah, and Sun is 50 CS ahead of Sneaky. Sneaky this game has been, again, caught a couple of times. Still into game 1 where a little bit out of position here and there. That needs to really change for them. Yeah, LemonNation actually coming in. They've got to put a lot of focus on towards Gogoing. There's a lot of slow in there for him. Gogoing, is he going to be able to back away? Pops on the burnout. Sneaky here, going to be surprised by his Sun. And he's like, I just need to kind of lifesteal from the minions. I'll take the farm while I'm here.
Yeah,
Sun picks up an easy kill.
So they trade a couple more minions for Sneaky and a kill for San. There's that assassination tool we talked about. Gogoing even ends up getting away from that top lane. More things still going OMG's way. It will have to be a huge misstep for them.
There was the man drop. Pomelo coming out from the side. Cloud9 actually did spot that one. That's the first non-successful man drop that we've really seen up to now. Oh, Allen, you are out of position. Shockwave gonna come in. They're gonna leave him to die here, OMG. Or are they? Yes, they are. There's damage again from Ziggs from the side, but they lose the kill.
Cloud9 fans rejoice. Meteos now has 2 kills. If they can get a Kha'Zix going, he is building damage right now. Maybe they can have some hope. But right now, really, it is OMG just dominating the entire map. So Cloud9 really need to rally off of anything that they possibly can.
Ball's taking a lot of damage here from Gogoing. Still has his ultimate, though, which he can throw down if he wants to get rid of Gogoing. Actually, Balls has the CS lead onto him. Gogoing being a bit more involved when it comes to those team plays. That's been the reason for that one. And now Gogoing goes in there, takes himself the turret. He's going to try and escape from it. He does throw out the dragon, but he ends up being picked up in the end by Kha'Zix. 3rd kill for Meteos.
Some things remain constant for Cloud9, and that is Meteos and Balls will kill the top laner at some point.
Yeah.
He does come up. This time they're not diving a turret because they're so far behind. They're actually defending the turret. But yes, that's the 3rd kill for Meteos. Rally caps on for the C9 fans. Maybe he can make something happen. But this entire OMG team just looks so beastly right now. All right, let's see him come in. There was no ward in the tri-bush, by the way, so he's easily able to walk in there. This is just a kill for an objective, though. Gogoing was able to take down the turret before he died. So OMG don't even feel bad about giving that one up.
Getting close to 5,000 gold here. We're still not at the 20-minute mark. See that Sneaky trying to freeze things a little bit further up the lane. He's already been caught out once by Sun, and that may happen again. But look at this, Meteos.
Allen coming in as well.
Allen is there to the side. Meteos needs to make a move now, otherwise Sneaky's just going to go down. In the end, he lets him go, picks himself up the white. Oh, the hook almost led him. Here comes xiyang from the side as well. Meteos pops his ultimate. He's going to get slowed, turns around the damage. That's how it happens when he's going to be flash from the last second, and xiyang survives. Pomelo picks picks up the kill, and now they're going for LemonNation. Sidesteps the hook, but look at the damage coming from Sun. He's now on a killing spree.
Cloud9 are just getting dunked on now. And there's still a Pantheon ultimate up, so there's more possibility of engages in any of these lanes where someone's not directly next to a turret. And even if they are directly next to a turret, it avoids the hook.
Yeah, Shockwave actually pulling Gogoing in from that one. Alan trying to do some damage. Gogoing, he's going to go down. Here comes Pantheon from the side. Is he going to finish him? Alan's going to finish him. There is a damage as well coming out of the back from Sneaky. And the shutdown finally as Sneaky picks up his first kill.
That is one of the very few things that is good when you're this far behind. You can get shutdown bonuses.
True.
And he's got one. That's going to be great for them. They need Sneaky to get more damage because he's currently being destroyed by San. If San ever finds him exposed in a lane, then again, the same thing will be happening because we're seeing that crazy all-in assassination build from Twitch that is very popular among many people. Ghost Blade second after your Blade of the Ruined King. Just blades for everybody. When he pops out of his ambush, also popping the Ghost Blade, insane attack speed to go along with the damage from his spray and pray. It's very, very difficult to get away from something like that. Plus, flat armor penetration against another AD carry is a death note, let's say. Not death sentence, because Alan's not always there.
He pretty much has been, though.
Pretty much.
He's not quite at his 100% participation.
He doesn't have to be.
This game. No, but he has been there for 9 of them, so can't really say anything against him at this stage. Got a lot of wards down on the bottom side of the map here for OMG. Cloud9 have almost preemptively warded the Baron here because they know that OMG are at some point going to get them to go over there.
Yeah, it is a good sort of ring of defense from Cloud9. They know that their hopes lie on a big misstep from OMG. If OMG start up Baron and Meteos can get in there for a steal, that would definitely bring a lot of hope back to Cloud9. But right now, they're just going to have their hands full, trying to wave clear.
Oh, Alan hooking in Sneaky, no follow-up though. Sun from the side was trying to get the slow down, but couldn't quite manage it in the end. And the other dangerous thing here as well, you can't really stand and hold on to a turret when you've got Ziggs just throwing bomb after bomb your way, throwing in those satchel charges. And look at this, Gogoing, watching the Cloud9 team, stalking them almost from their own jungle. Alan is over the other side. He's preparing for a hook, although he doesn't have much backup. Needs to be careful of that one. Backs away far enough so that he's out of range of LemonNation's poke. Is he going to be able to go in there and actually hook him in? He's got Pantheon to the side. Sun is pushing the bottom lane out. Sneaky might become the obvious target here if he sticks around there.
He's definitely got to worry about that. 3 pink wards, though, from OMG, following this little line into the Cloud9 jungle. They have complete control of blue side. The only area they are lacking in is that Baron, so they're not even turning their sights toward that area of the map right now. They're just continuing to extend the lead by controlling this blue side jungle of Cloud9. Now, with the way that this game is going, Cloud9, you have to think back. They have had great showings. Yesterday, they won the game against OMG. They had a great strategy, but it might have been a little bit early, and OMG adapted really well, banning out the core of Cloud9. Cloud9 is so good at coming up with these interesting strategies where they abuse the long CCs with cooldown reduction. It was beautiful to watch, and they had their moment of the sun, but now it is OMG who really have taken them over in this best of 3, and the hope is dwindling for Cloud9.
Yeah, Gogoing wasn't lying when he said they're coming into today with a renewed mentality and hunger for the win after being caught out by Cloud9 the day before.
Speaking of caught out,
is in trouble. Here we go. Ghost Blade, Blade of the Ruined King. Sun's like, oh no, he's maybe get away from this one. The Expunge goes down. Poison ticking. Summon a heal used by Sneaky to keep him alive.
As well as another ultimate activation. So Meteos escapes with his life, but San didn't have to burn much for that. Just his ulti and Ghost Blade active.
Speaking of Ghost Blade actives, both of these top laners do have Ghost Blade actives. Speaking of actives, they've both got Blade of the Ruined King, which is of course not the Ghost Blade whatsoever. And just matching up pretty evenly. Oh, Shockwave coming out there. Bit of a surprise, I think, for Xiyang, who took a lot of damage, but again, not quite enough to just finish them off there. Pomelo was waiting, thinking maybe he might have to get involved in that mid lane area, and that's a warning somewhat for OMG here that Cloud9 still can pull out some surprises here. If a good team fight happens, I mean, Meteos can sneak into the middle of the pack there with the ball and they can get a good shockwave off. It's still not over this game.
It's not over. Cloud9 definitely can try and defend at their turrets. They do have Orianna wave clear, so they can stall out a bit, and we saw him even using the shockwave there to try to get them off the turrets, but still OMG have control of the entire map, so they pick up the dragon easily. They also are starting to get some wards around Baron, so we may see that OMG Baron bait trying to draw Cloud9 out. Cloud9 though, they are resilient and they will keep fighting till the Nexus explodes. They've got everybody trying to farm up lanes, so they're still holding on here.
Alan just having a bit of an auto-attack dance here. Gonna go in there and stealing away those minions, but that's all good. This has got himself that base in the mountain. Let's see anyway. Meteos here gonna get spotted out as Alan drops himself a ward in, and again, mid lane push right up on towards the turret, and again Xiyang comes straight across from the side, tries to poke down a little bit with those bombs bouncing through.
OMG are taking it slow once again, spreading out again. Cloud9, look, they're making a move hard, going to punish OMG for splitting up so much. They want to get a repeat kill. The old combo, Meteos and Balls, can they turn this game around? Can they start it on Gogoing?
He's pretty tanky so at this point, but there's also a lot of damage in there. There is Meteos diving over the top. Have they got enough to finish him up? Movement here from OMG, expecting them to maybe try and get around the side. There's a flash. Oh no! Flash from Meteos. Not ideal, that's for sure, in this scenario.
They had him on the run, but that's unfortunate for Cloud9. And now, again, they have to return to full-on defense. Also, Meteos Flash will not be available if there is a Baron from OMG, so if he goes in for that steal, it will be a one-way ticket. He would probably take that ticket anyway, because they definitely would count on a Baron steal. They need a Baron steal at this point.
Getting close to the point where they may need 2 Baron steals. So
let's take it one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time is probably the better and safer way to achieve that one. As again, a lot of farm being done here by Cloud9, trying to grapple things back. Sneaky to Sun as a comparison here. 250 CS to 180. Sneaky 1 for 4, Sun 303. The difference there is absolute night and day between the two.
Yeah, pretty much all over across the board here. It's gonna, the items are definitely going to be showing themselves because the gold lead is too big for Cloud9 right now, or against Cloud9 right now. OMG have secured way too much across the map. They go for it again though. The duo up top.
Lingo going to be bullied down in the middle. Xiyang actually finishing off Gogoing, trying to get to the lantern. Alan's moved to him. The lantern takes it nowhere. The man drop came in on the top side. They want to have a go at balls. He flashes away. LemonNation's a juicy, soft, squishy target here, and he is.
But he's fast.
Gonna get it. Yeah, he's fast. He's a juicy, soft, squishy, fast target that is able to run away. Meantime, though, look at this. They push straight up the middle lane after taking out its sole defender Link, and that's an inhibitor for OMG.
So Twitch does get to take a turret because no one's there to defend it. And OMG have cracked the inhibitor turret line. That is pretty big for them. Not only do they have the gold lead, but they can just turret dive now.
Yeah, that's an easy kill for OMG, especially when you hit the flay, the hook, everything's all good for you. Sneaky, as a response to this, gets himself an outer turret in the bottom lane. LemonNation actually going to be knocked in the air. They've got minions coming through with them as well. Sneaky could probably do with backing off from this one. Yeah, they're just going to fight. They dive towards Link, focus him down. Sun now on a rampage, and Sneaky is still going for the inner turret. They're going to lose another inhibitor for it, though.
Sneaky's getting 2 turrets. So he's on a roll here. Domino effect in the bottom lane. He'll get 2, but OMG might even turn their sights towards Nexus. Nope. Teleport down. They defend the long lane. Okay.
Gogoing trying to get in there. Sneaky trying to back away. Look at the Blade of the Rune King active. Getting so close to being ready. Oh, TP coming in. Gogoing decides no, can't keep going with this one. Culling damage comes back. He forced Sneaky away, but wasn't able to finish off the kill. And now Sun is going to be a dirty rat.
Yeah.
See, again, if we can get in behind someone and just kill him off.
He's got so
gonna
much
be-
room to work with.
Yeah.
Two inhibitor turrets down. But yeah, Cloud9, they do save Sneaky, but another small resource burn. They do not have teleport. Teleport probably won't matter that much because they will be huddled up inside their base trying to defend. You can see it's reflected in their builds. Meteos is not transitioning to damage on Kha'Zix. He's going, or not transitioning to tank. He's going full damage because he's behind and they needed to make those plays to catch up. They needed to try and kill someone from OMG by catching them out. They tried repeatedly, and it was a valiant effort, but OMG have secured 2 inhibitors. That means they can go for a fairly safe Baron here.
Oh. Ball's
Not
actually
safe for
gonna get
balls.
caught out. They're going to follow in as well. Knocked against the wall with a satchel charge. Sun comes in. It's Alan that actually gets the kill there in the end. 1 for nothing. Baron didn't reset himself. Down at half HP. This will be an easy Baron pickup for OMG.
After the Baron 2, they have a clear path. The base for Cloud9 wide open.
Yeah.
Their main tank is down. Expect this to be the push. Oh, Sun gets Lemon!
You dead, son.
Now he's fast, remember? Squishy
He's
fast.
fast, right? Remember now. Oh, no, wait, he is dead. They're actually all down the bottom lane, or Orianna's down the bottom lane, and OMG are already in the base here. They've got super minions coming around. They're going to go straight in towards it. Here comes the man drop on towards Sneaky. He's in the fountain, though. He's safe for now. There is the rat. Look at him getting in on the top side. Seeing if he can have a go. Sneaky going to get caught out from this one. There's the kill. Ball's the next target as he gets in their face. Link being smashed away as he throws down the shockwave. Sun may eventually fall here, or maybe not, as they completely control our balls. Nexus turrets are down. The Nexus itself is going to be focused, and OMG get themselves into the finals here at the All-Star Invitational.
GG's from both sides. Cloud9 had the better yesterday. OMG ban out their strategy and come back extremely strong. My goodness, the beginning of that game was played perfect by OMG. Every single answer, baiting Cloud9 over to the Dragon Exchange, and they reap the rewards. They move on, and they are going into the finals.
You've got to give every credit to OMG as well in this scenario. As you said, a complete stark contrast between what we saw at the end of yesterday, what we saw today. OMG yesterday also, of course, and over the past 2 days have showed us moments of brilliance, but how controlling they were here on Game 2, I think that's the best we've seen them play so far.
It was beautiful. The beginning of that game, like I said so many times, I mean, Cloud9 are going to go back and watch that one. That was perfect, the beginning.
Well, it's bad news for Cloud9. They're going to be headed off home, but of course for OMG, headed into the final. The question is whether they're going to be going up against Fnatic or SK Telecom T1K. And the team, or the matchup maybe that everyone really wanted to see at the Season 3 World Championship still could happen. But Fnatic kind of stand in their way.
There's a lot of people here that want to see a matchup of Fnatic versus OMG in the finals.
Yeah, there are. In fact, I think every single person in this place does, in fact, want to see that matchup. But that's another big best of 3 that's going to be coming up later. Just to touch back here on this game. Perfect performance in Game 2 by OMG. For Cloud9, I don't think they can be too unhappy. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
They're playing without their normal mid laner, not just their mid laner, but their shot caller, their single shot caller that they have in the team.
Yeah.
They don't use the duo lineup like other teams. They have to still be proud of what they've achieved here.
Yeah, they showed off a great strategy here. They brought some new things to the game. The low cooldown reduction for their CC. They had Link stepping up. Link was making some good calls for them. For parts of the games we heard listens in yesterday, and they made a good showing.
They did. Unfortunate for Cloud9 it's him, but OMG are going to be moving on. We're going to send it, though, over to the crew at the analyst desk to break down the game.
Thank you very much, Joe and Kobe. Cloud9 didn't really put up much of a defense there in game number 2 of the series. So momentary celebrations, of course, as 3 of the 4 analysts did predict OMG to actually secure a win there. I want to go back to picks and bans. I want to talk about OMG's team composition. I feel like it was super well thought out. They had elements of siege, they had elements of poke, they had ability to defend, they had wave clear.
And Alan on Thresh.
Alan first picked Thresh again. I really feel like he is a stand-up performer on that champion, and I just really don't know if Cloud9 had it together from picks and bans.
Yeah, a couple of things in these lineups. I do like that C9 went for the Lucian Karma lane. I think it's really strong. I'm surprised that Sun actually ended up picking Twitch. Although Thresh Twitch, in my opinion, is really iffy to play against Karma Lucian. And if that 2v2 matchup would have happened, it could have gone into Cloud9's favor. However, the early game, initially, it seemed that Cloud9 was winning out, but the way it ended up playing out was so much in OMG's favor. Twitch got free farm, Cloud9 had the tools and the option to initiate either a 3-man push, send Karma back to base, and hold the respective 3-man push on the other side of the map, or even go for a full flat-out 4-man push, and they just didn't do it, and I'm really surprised why they did not do that. It ended up giving free farm to Twitch on bot lane. In the mid lane, Ziggs was bullying the Orianna lane. Sadly, we didn't have the FLICKR performance there, just dodging all the bombs, and it just showed that OMG got everything they wanted, and then they played out the game beautifully.
Yeah, to hop on that for a second too, I really think that having Meteos go back into the jungle instead of pushing early was somewhat of an error, especially when you're going to go ahead and give that blue buff over to Lucian. I actually love giving blue buff to Lucian in a lane swap situation, because the great thing about Lucian, of course, is his passive, where if he can constantly spam those abilities with lower cooldowns, with getting the mana regen, you can proc his passive more often to really push down a turret surprisingly quickly. But instead, they used it to basically tie the tower race, and they chose to have Meteos go back, try and get a CS advantage with Kha'Zix, but they really couldn't actually make any plays after that.
And actually also the whole Kha'Zix one here, it was one of the first times it was left open for Meteos. And I think the reason Cloud9 didn't ban the Thresh was because they wanted to let first pick go to OMG here. They could first pick the Thresh, and they could get two very strong picks like both Lucian and Kha'Zix. However, for them, the fact that Pantheon was a jungle option for Pomelo here, and he didn't even mind giving away the Kha'Zix, was an issue. And we actually have a replay, we can just bring it up on our screens here, where we really see how good OMG and Pomelo is when it comes to playing Pantheon as well, and how confident they are. It's a champion everyone in LPL actually uses because it's so good at engaging these fights here. And first thing we need to notice, however, is the wave clear from Ziggs. We talked about it so many times, how annoying it is to play against. If we just roll the clip, it's a very big wave coming in here. Cloud9 actually starting the push, forcing Gogoing the wrong way around here so he can't defend. Ziggs ultimate though, everyone has to back away. It's very annoying and very effective. However though, here's the thing. Notice the Pantheon ultimate. There's 3 members from Cloud9 and only Gogoing and Pomelo going down. They're 2 versus 3. But they're so confident in this, and because Sneaky has no summoners at this point, they just go straight for him. Ziggs then joins in, Alan joins in. Link here, if you notice him down on your minimap in the end, he should actually just stayed mid lane and taken the tower. Miniwave already hit down to the tower. He tried to move out and help his team, didn't work though.
You brought it up a little bit already, but I do think the cornerstone of this composition, aside from Alan's Thresh, really is the Ziggs. It's so C9's bread and butter is rotations, and the normal laws of rotations don't apply in a game with Ziggs in there, because I've had this happen to me. You force them in the lane and then you rotate to the river and you said, I'm going mid, and then you realize Ziggs has infinite amounts of wave clear. Then you go back to your bottom lane and say, let's siege this tower. No, he'll just throw his ulti out. It's so impossible to play against it, like rotation-wise. Maybe that's the reason why C9 didn't want to go for this lane swap situation where Ziggs would end up like evening it out, but it's such an annoying champion to play against.
Great picks and bans from OMG. Great decision-making. Cloud9 unfortunately not delivering in the semifinals. Freak, can we get some closing thoughts now about OMG, knowing they are in the finals, potentially looking at an All-Star Paris 2014 title?
Yeah, so basically it's interesting because they pulled so much attention onto Xiyang. He got 3 bans both games, still got Ziggs a champion he plays a whole lot and did a great job with. And then of course it just left open the rest of the team. And I know you guys have talked about SKT saying, well, you can shut FLICKR down, but the rest of the team will excel. Well, we saw the same thing here. You focus your bans, you get some picks away from Xiyang, and well, Alan gets gigantic. Or Gogoing goes into a bad top lane matchup both times. Jax versus Shyvana, and Shyvana versus Trundle, and both times he comes out ahead and makes the team fights work. So you've got a whole all-star crew of great players, and when you let them play a team fight composition where they show up as dudes and fight you, it works out for them.
And just credit to OMG as well for changing up the things. The last game here, even when they ganked top lane, Pomelo instantly moves down to the dragon. It's actually where they baited out the fight, which gave them the big lead. So in general, it's just good to see them change up the things and not just run around the map, focus on getting kills, but actually really going for objectives as well.
Well-deserved victory by OMG. I believe that we are ready for the post-game interview. Shox is waiting with Sun from OMG.
Thank you very much, QuickShot. I am indeed joined by OMG's AD carry-san after that series win, and once again assisted by Fen, who will be assisting in the translation. First off, congratulations, amazing win here, OMG in the finals. Let's break down the games. Obviously, yesterday you guys did lose the game versus C9, so what was the main adjustment and strategy going into this game?
所以说，昨天你们和 C9打的时候输了，那么你们今天是如何调整心态和战术去战胜他们的呢？
吸取教训吧，然后保持平常心，
We learn from our mistakes and we keep positive attitude.
Keeping a positive attitude, and then coming into the first game here, Cloud9 actually started out really strong. How did you guys react to that and got the game back in your favor?
在第一场的时候 ，Cloud9 刚开始打的时候打得非常好，也非常的 aggressive， 非常有进攻性。你们是如何应对他们这么强势的打法的？
就争取比他们发育好。
We try to farm more and get more advantage over them.
Yeah, you're absolutely farming very well, and just your lane in general, together with Alan, fantastic play. What did you guys make of the Cloud9 bottom lane to play against? Where were you guys stronger? What are they good at?
你和 Alan 在下路的和 Cloud9 的下路对抗打得非常好。你们在一起的时候有没有一些对抗他们的一些策略、心得和方法？
怎么说？就找机会吧，稳住，别给他们机会。
It's hard to say. It's more like we play safe and find their mistakes, then take advantage of that and take the chance.
And take the chance, and you absolutely did. In the final tomorrow versus or Fnatic or SK Telecom, who do you think you will face and why?
明天会面对 SKT 或者是 Fnatic 中的一个，你觉得明天的对手会是谁？
我觉得都有可能，这两个队伍的几率都差不多吧。
I think both of them has a chance. He thinks that it's kind of he doesn't know. 为什么你觉得两个就是差不多呢？你觉得？分析一下。
SKT One 他们各个就是各方面都很强，但是 Fnatic 他们的理解吧和我们有冲突吧，他们的理解和我们的见解不一样，所以还不一定发生什么呢。
So SKT is very strong. It's very well-rounded. They are good at basically everything. But Fnatic has a really good and advanced understanding of the game, so they may come up with something really cool and different. So he thinks that both of them has a chance.
Both of them very strong. Well, one thing is sure, we'll be seeing you in the final tomorrow. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And now we're going to send it back over to the big brains over at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Sharks. That is one semi-final series that has been decided. So let's take a look at the All-Star bracket. With their win over Cloud9, OMG have secured their place in the finals that will be played tomorrow. They will face the winner of the next best-of-3 semi-final between SK Telecom T1K and Europe's very own Fnatic. As we go to a break, SKT T1K was a dominant force at the World Championship, but they've had a rough season this year, and although they have been dominating again here at All-Star Paris, they feel like they are far from a perfect team.
일단 윈터 때 저희가 제일 그때 전성기인 것 같고 전승 우승으로 시즌을 마무리했으니까
SK Telecom are just rolling through. They will be the Season 3 World Champions.
일단 저희가 롤드컵 때 잘한 때보다 저희가 한국으로 돌아와서 롤 챔피언스 윈터를 치렀을 때가 가장 저희가 잘했던 시기였던 것 같고요. 또 이번에가 가장 떨어진 그런 시기인 것 같아요.
저는 저희 팀이 제일 강하다고는 생각은 절대 안 하고 있고요. 예전 롤드컵 때는 그래도 저희가 좀 정점을 찍은 다음에 왔는데 이번 대회는 좀 그런 게 아니라서 좀 롤드컵보다는 힘들 것 같아요.
여러 경기하면서 문제점이 뭔지 한국에 있었을 때 최대한 파악하려고 했었고
그냥 저희 팀이 기량 하락이 있던 것 같아요. 다른 팀이 잘한 것도 있긴 하겠죠. 근데 저희가 기량을 하락을 해가지고 좀 더 못해졌다 생각해가지고 탈락한 거라고 생각해서
팀 커뮤니케이션도 약간 부족했던 것 같아요. 제가 휴식기도 가진 것도 있고 그 여러 사건 때문에 그런 것 때문에 좀 많이 힘들었던 것 같아요. 스포닝은.
그걸 구체적 문제를 꼭 하나씩 집어서 말하기 좀 많은 것 같고요. 그래서 다 실수를 좀 조금씩이라도 계속 찾고 보완하고 있기 때문에 이번에 좀 더 좋은 모습 보여줄 수 있을 것 같아요.
그냥 저희는 이렇게 어려움에 봉착한 게 처음이라서 좀 해결하려고 열심히 노력하고 있고요. 또 그 가장 좋은 방법은 그냥 연습을 많이 해서 각자 실력을 늘리는 거라고 생각해요. 그래서 이번에
예전부터도 그냥 항상 좀 분위기가 안 좋아도 그래 대회 날에는 단합이 좀 됐었고
일단 저희가 스프링 때 안 좋은 모습 보여줬잖아요. 근데 그걸 고치기 위해 노력을 하고 있는데 거기서 딱 마침 다른 해외 팀이랑 겨루기면 그만큼 스크림도 하고 하면 실수가 좀 더 많이 고쳐주면서 저희가 또 잘해질 것 같아요.
일단 저는 이번 프랑스 파리 이번에 올스타전이 좀 자신 있고요. 이번에 뭐 최선을 다해서 할 생각인데 일단
목표는 우승이고요. 뭐 우승을 못하면 거의 똑같은 성적이라고 보고 있습니다.
저는 아직 그래도 저희가 그렇게 꼴린다는 생각 안 하고요. 저희가 그래도 강팀이라 생각해요. 아직은.
저는 일단 한국 대표로 나온 거기 때문에 일단 다른 세계 최고의 팀들과 경기하면서 꼭 이겨야겠다는 그런 기대로 왔고요.
네, 일단 다 우승이 목표긴 생각하지만 다 그래도 한국 우승도 있지만 해외 대회에서 우승한 것도 다 목표란 말이에요. 저희는 그런 걸 한번 이렇게 해봤는데 그래도 2연속을 이루면 좀 더 좋을 거라 생각하고요. 일단 그래도 세계대회 나갔다는 자체가 영광인 것 같아요.